We moved in the middle of the summer, and I knew that physically I liked Alberta. We came here every summer for 2 or 3 weeks with our children and hiked in the Rockies and things like that. I was a little dismayed by the scarcity of lakes, but I decided that first fall, which they said you can get set up in that you don't need to teach the first term. So I accepted a position on a review panel for the Alberta Pacific Mill as a federal representative. And I thought it would be a great opportunity to get around the northern part of the province and see what some of the issues and what some of the ecosystems were like. The only place I'd been before that in Alberta's north was Fort McMurray and Fort Chipewyan. So I had never seen the northwestern part of the province at all. So I did that and ended up just totally changing the direction that I thought I was going to take. I just found that industry and government here treated people like they'd just fallen off a turnip truck. And I found that really offensive, and met some great people at these hearings, and found there were some really smart people out there who were really hungry for information, and also that they were totally bewildered by the university system. Uh, what we found is that these hearings were very uneven. Uh, they talk about them as though there's some great debate over how resources are to be deployed, but what happens is that a company spends a few years planning, usually with the government already giving them some perks. They hire a professional consulting company and pay millions of dollars to put together an environmental impact statement that fills the shelf that long. And then the poor old people who are wondering if this is the right thing for them and would like to do it are handed a few bucks. Hardly any other consultants around, so they get someone who decided, I'll be a consultant for a few years, and hangs out a shingle. So a few times after hearing some terrible public interventions, I just went up to one of these guys and said, how come you don't get somebody who knows what they're talking about to help you? And they told me this story about how scarce they were, and I said, well, why don't you go to a university? Oh, we wouldn't know where to start in a place like that. And every time we phone there, we get the runaround, and those guys are too busy making money, and they all work for industry, and so on. So I decided this is going to change. So just decided that people can phone me, and I'll find them someone within the university who has the expertise to help them out. And if you think about it, it's like going into a new town of 40,000 people and trying to make your way and find out who's expert at what. So that worked pretty well for a few years. It became an avalanche, though, to where today I can't respond to more than probably 20% of requests I get for help. So it's something that universities really need to work to rectify, I think. Part of it is the system. There are no rewards here for public participation or anything. It's all bring in money, publish famous papers, get good teaching ratings, and that's enough. That's a life in itself. And I think fortunately for me, I came in tenured and with, thanks to the Killam Foundation, one of the two most eminent chairs in the university, so I didn't need to worry about a lot of those things. And I always have found doing the science and publishing it is pretty easy anyhow, so I probably could have doubled the number of papers I wrote if I hadn't participated in all these public things, but I've tried to stay publicly involved, and often to the dismay of some politicians in the province.